The purpose of the metering device. The metering device is located after the condenser coil. There are two kinds of metering devices: thermal expansion valves, TXV, and capillary tubes. Either one press tree bammersing it through a small hole or sorla. The metering device acts like your garden hose nozzle, turning a steady stream of liquid into sprayed droplets. Lowering the pressure of the refrigerant and spaying it into droplets lets the refrigerant boil at a much lower temperature. As refrigerant saturation point is relevant to pressure, the lower the pressure, the lower the saturation point. Refrigerant droplets are more easily boiled than a steady stream. That is the purpose of the metering device.
The reversing valve. The reversing valve is a medium-sized cylindrical metal component with three smaller tube-like valves on one side and a single tube-like valve on the upper. There is also a small electrical component called an anoid on top of it. Inside the reversing valve is a sliding mechanism that moves back and forth according to the mode the valve is in cheatings or cooling. All the homeowner would have to do to change modes is press a button on their dual-mode thermostat. When the thermostat cues the heat pump to change modes, the solenoid gives the sliding mechanism a little push, and the refrigerant inside the valve does the rest. This action, in which the directional flow of the refrigerant is changed, is what physically changes the mode of a heat pump and for your system. Subscribe.
Pause for further reading. What is a low pressure switch?
That is the purpose of the metering device. Subscribe.
Pause for further reading. What is a low pressure switch? The low pressure switch is typically an automatic reset switch that will reset itself when the pressure on the low pressure side of the switch. When a refrigeration system operates at lower than normal pressures, the system can freeze up with the freezing beginning at the evaporator coil and working its way back to the compressor via the suction line. Freezing of the refrigeration system may cause liquid refrigerant slugging in the compressor, which can lead to compressor failure. Things that can cause the low pressure switch to trip include low refrigerant charge because of a refrigerant leak, blower motor failure in the air handler, plugged evaporator coils or a blockage of airflow, failure of a refrigeration component in the refrigeration system. Subscribe.